Hey Warrior fans, welcome back to WLCSports.com. Scott Morris here with head football coach Ben Murphy. And coach, before we talk about this week's matchup, final non-conference game of the season at Hope, let's go back for just a moment and just touch base on last week's loss, 14-10 at Olivet. And coach, it was a ball game that kind of lived up to the billing as we talked a week ago. Big plays, some big stops on defense, and your offense with a last-second drive and a touchdown pass that was deflected in the waiting moments. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it was. Offensively, we had some big plays early. We didn't capitalize in the red zone, had some turnovers, had some major penalty issues, so it kind of limited the success of some of those big plays other than the Reeves that got to the end zone from 94 away. And then defensively, we blew two coverages and handed them two big plays that led to the two scores they needed to win. And so disappointing. We thought going over there, we're going to go over there and get a W. We knew it was going to be a good game. We knew Olivet was much better than we were the year before. We're still getting things lined up and everyone acquainted to what we're doing on both sides of the ball. But we gotta get that identity set here and get that optimal performance going here as fast as we can.
But you had to be pretty pleased with what you saw from your offense in essence, a 2-minute game-winning or potential game-winning 2-minute offense. And after a holding penalty, it was in essence a 75-yard drive that Drew Dyerson kind of commandeered.
Yeah, it was. We can score quickly. And that's something that's fun. We got the ability in this system to create big plays, create efficient plays, move the ball down the field. Drew's throwing the ball rather well. So it's exciting to see what we can do, and our room for error is quite a bit bigger maybe than in the past because this system is allotted and we're used to practicing 2-minute drill every day. We know we're always in a game and we got to get stops late and we can always have a chance to win.
On the defensive side of things, coach, and then we'll move ahead and look ahead to Hope. Tanner Benke, a nice game with the ejection of Zeitler. He stepped up and you got some nice play on some big fourth down stops too.
We did. We had a couple of fourth down stops that were a lot of fun. Thurber bats the ball, a couple of tackles. Like I was saying to you before, we played a lot of young guys. We had Dakota Van Destine first game playing a lot, Jake Ingles first game playing a lot, Jake Gua first game playing a lot, Tanner Benke's a sophomore, Justin Heinbrich's first year playing. A lot of guys got a chance to play, and they did a nice job. Just a couple of errors that we got to clean up, but I like where we're going.
So we look ahead now to this weekend's matchup, a 12 noon Central Time kickoff in Holland, Michigan, against the Hope College Flying Dutchman. It's the annual MIAA NACC Challenge, and now a couple years old. This game has created some nice little rivalries, and it's been great for both leagues, hasn't it?
It is. I really enjoyed playing it myself. Still back to one of my favorite games, going on the road to try to beat them in 03. We lost a close one up there, and so it's always a fun trip for our guys. Told those guys it's going to be physical. They have a very good team this year. We have to go over there and raise our bar and try to really set the tempo and get things dictated in our direction earlier in the game than it's taken us in the past.
Their head coach, Dean Krebs, has been there for 18 years, and like we were talking off air before, they haven't changed much. They're doing now what they were doing when the Warriors were a member of the MIAA and seeing Hope on an annual basis. What is it about what Krebs does there that has allowed him to be so successful for almost 2 decades?
They do two things. One, they run their systems. Two, they recruit really well. And so they play a lot of juniors and seniors, the guys that play their JV ball and get bigger and understand the techniques and the systems and then develop into good players for them as sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And you can see the efficiency in which they play. Their quarterback is getting it done at a high rate. Got some receivers that have done a nice job for them. They got an explosive running back. So, and then defensively, they put together 2 pretty good games already. So it's, you can see that they're winning with the system and they're winning with upperclassmen.
Regardless of who you would be playing or who you are playing here, it's the final non-conference game, and you have the bye, and then you have the conference season start in a couple weeks. So you've got Maranatha down the line, which is now a non-conference game. But no matter whether it was Hope or not, what do you want to see out of your guys in the final game before conference starts? Whether it was the Flying Dutchman or any team across the country, what do you want to see out of these guys before it, I guess, really matters?
We got to quit beating ourselves, and that's one of our number one goals. Is penalties got to stop, the assignment mistakes have to stop, just the mental errors, the little things that we keep doing to beat ourselves. If we would just play clean football, where would we be at this year? I think it'd be a different record right now. And that's what it takes. We got to get to our execution level so we quit beating ourselves and handing games over to our opponents.
Final thing, Coach, as the folks, maybe they're traveling to Holland or they're listening to the webcast here on WLCSports.com, can you name a player on offense and on defense that you feel might have a nice weekend?
Offensively, I'd love to see our running backs do a great job. I think we can get a running game going the way we anticipate. A little bit better than what we've done the first 2 weeks. I think we'd be pretty excited. I'd also like to see a couple of receivers. I'd like to see Caleb Wolf have a big game. I'd like to see some of the other receivers, Gordy and Turnquist and Devontae Wilson and Deontay Morgan. Those guys have some big games and big plays for us as well. And then defensively, I want to see our secondary play at a high level. I think that's something that they were okay last week, but they made 2 mistakes. We got to be 100% accurate this week.
Coach, best of skill against the Flying Dutchman.
I appreciate it.
Warriors at Hope, Saturday, 12 noon kickoff. We've got the pregame show here on WLCSports.com at 11:30 Central.